The cake stands untouched in front of me. 21 perfect candles burn down to tiny cabos as the entire room erupts in a chorus of "Happy Birthday" directed at my brother Ryan. I watch the dance of the flames, counting down each second until they melt into the pristine white frosting, just as my celebration has melted into his. I am Jade. Today is my 21st birthday, and I'm watching my parents throw a party for my brother's latest internship offer. "Make a wish, champion," my father's voice booms through our living room, his hand proudly resting on Ryan's shoulder, the same shoulder that's wearing the designer suit they bought him last week, while I'm still wearing the dress I bought at a thrift store with my coffee shop salary. "This is such a proud moment," my mother gushes, her mascara slightly smeared from happy tears. "The best internship program at Harvard Law School. We always knew you were destined for greatness." I squeeze the fork until my knuckles turn white. Metal digs into my palm. An omen. The room spins with congratulatory cheers. Aunt Carol wipes her eyes. Uncle Steve is already talking about contacts at his law firm. My cousin Sophia looks at me from across the room. Her expression is a mirror of my disgust. "Speech," yells someone. Ryan stands up, flashing that perfect smile that's gotten him everything he's ever wanted. "I just want to thank everyone for being here. Today begins, and I can't help but notice how he's positioned himself in front of the happy birthday banner, my banner, that my mother hastily covered with "Congratulations" streamers this morning. The words pour out before I can stop them. Interesting moment for this celebration. The room falls silent. My mother's smile freezes, that practiced expression she uses when she's trying to stay in control. "Dear Jade." "No, Mother. I'm not interrupting. Just don't mention it's my birthday. Or don't mention how you've turned my celebration into Ryan's victory lap." "You're being dramatic," my father intervenes in a high-pitched tone. "This is a significant achievement for the family." The family laughs, and it sounds hollow, even to my ears. "You mean Ryan," I say. "Everything is always for Ryan. At least he has the decency to look uncomfortable." "Sister, come on." "Don't call me sister." I get up. My chair scrapes against the wooden floor. 21 years watching you get it all while I'm left with the scraps. "Did you know I got accepted into the Columbia writing program?" "Of course not. Because when I told them last week, they were too busy planning this party." "Stop it," my father's face is turning red. "You're embarrassing yourself in front of the family," he says. "This family is embarrassing themselves," I reply. The big, proud Derek and Laura, so focused on their golden child they forgot they had a daughter. "Well, congratulations," my mother steps forward, her voice shaking. "If you could appreciate what we've done for this family, maybe you should." "You should what?" "Go." "Is that what you want?" "Say it, Mother. Finally, get rid of the disappointment." My father says coldly, "There's the door." The room holds its breath. I look around at the faces, some shocked, some embarrassed, some carefully neutral. Only Sophia and my grandmother, Margaret, show any understanding. "Okay," I say, grabbing my purse from the coat rack. "Happy birthday to me, Jade." Ryan calls me, but I'm already heading out the door. The spring air hits my face, carrying the scent of cherry blossoms, the trees I used to climb as a little girl while Ryan was getting private tennis lessons. My phone vibrates. Her. "Is she right? You finally stood up to them." I answer her with shaking fingers. "That's it. Can I stay at your place?" Her response is immediate. "I'm already setting up the guest room." "Daughter, I'm proud of you." I take one last look at the house. At the perfect lawn and the perfect windows with their perfect curtains, hiding the perfectly crafted lie of our family. Something switches inside me, a switch that goes from pain to determination. They want me gone, right? Well, they're about to learn that the daughter they never wanted is the one they should have feared the most. Her guest room feels like a life raft in a storm. 3 days since I've been gone, and the silence of not having to measure every word, every breath, is almost deafening. I'm sitting cross-legged on the borrowed bed, staring at the black screen of my phone, counting the notifications I'm not getting from my family. Her voice cuts through the quiet. "Jade." She leans against the doorframe, holding 2 steaming mugs. "Your coffee is getting cold. And your interview outfit is getting crumpled." I pick up the blazer that's on the bed. I'm sorry, I was just thinking about. Don't do it. She hands me the coffee. That's the third time you've almost mentioned them today. We're focusing on your future, remember. The coffee burns my tongue, but I'm grateful. The pain is better than the empty feeling in my chest. The Urban Grind interview is in 2 hours. I probably should. My phone vibrates. The name Grandma Margaret lights up the screen. Darling, you're safe? I'm okay, Grandma. I'm staying with her. Good girl. Listen up. Seriously, I've been waiting for you to finally stand up to them. There are things you need to know, but not over the phone. Can you meet me at Riverside Park tomorrow? The bench by the old willow. Before I can answer, I hear my mother's voice in the background. Margaret quickly adds, I have to leave. Tomorrow. At 10. And hangs up. She raises an eyebrow. That sounded cryptic. Grandma's always been different from the rest of them. She sees you. I stand up, smoothing my chin. But right now, I need this job. I can't keep staying here, not contributing. Please, she tosses me a pillow. Like I'm gonna let you pay rent. But you're right about the job. You need your own money if you're gonna cut ties. Urban Grind stands on the corner of a tree-lined side street. Its brick facade is warm and inviting. Inside, the interview room smells of fresh ground coffee and possibilities. Your application is impressive, says Manager Sarah. But there's a gap in your references. No family contacts. I stare into her eyes. I'd rather keep my professional and personal life separate. She nods with some knowledge in her expression. Just when can she start dating with a job offer and a training schedule? I almost miss Ryan leaning on my car. She almost says, knocking on the rusty fender of my second-hand Wave, nice car. Better than walking, I guess. What do you want to talk about? You're still my sister. Jade laughs. Funny. I mean, I don't remember you mentioning that at the party. Look, I didn't know they were gonna kidnap your birthday. I tried to tell them. Save it. I open my car door. You've never had to work hard for anything in your life, Ryan. They hand it all to you on a plate while I figure it out. Did you know they promised to pay for my college too? It's funny how that money disappeared just when your law school deposits were due. Her face pales slightly. That's not me. I don't mean I didn't know. Exactly. I mean, you never know, because you never have to. What to look at. It must be nice to be in your bubble. Mom and Dad are worried. They want you to come home. I laugh, and it sounds bitter even to my ears. Home? That stopped being my home the day they decided I was worth less than you. Tell them I thank them for the birthday present. The clarity suits me. It's okay. As I walk away, my phone vibrates with a text from Sophie. Sophie, I found something in Uncle Derek's study. You need to see these papers. Can you come over tonight? I look in the rearview mirror. Ryan is still standing there, looking lost. Maybe for the first time in her life, she feels a fraction of what I have felt for years. Tomorrow, I'm meeting Grandma, and I'll listen to what she has to say. Tonight, I'll see what Sophie's found. The pieces are moving, and for once, I'm not just a pawn in someone else's game. She's waiting for me when I get back, with a victory cupcake in her hand. You got the job. You start training tomorrow. I take the cupcake, but I don't eat it. Sophie, I need to ask you something. If this gets ugly, are you sure you want to get involved? She takes my hand, squeezing it tight. Baby, I've watched them turn out your light for years. It's about time someone helped you shine. I squeeze her back, thinking of Grandma's cryptic call and Sophie's text. So, let's get started. The morning air bites my face as I hurry through Riverside Park. Grandma's already at our bench, her silver hair catching the light of the autumn sun. She holds out a thick manila envelope, her fingers shaking slightly as she grabs it. You look tired, honey, she says as I sit next to her. First week at the new job. Everything hurts but my pride. I try to smile, but Grandma's expression stops me. What's wrong? She puts the envelope in my hands. These are copies of documents I found in your dad's study last year, bank statements, wire records, letters. The truth about your college fund. Inside are papers dating back 5 years. My fingers go numb as I scan the numbers. This can't be true. There's more than 000 in here. Your grandfather set up trust funds for both you and Ryan before he died, equal amounts. Grandma's voice hardens. Your father was supposed to be the trustee until you turned 21. Yesterday, the world was tilting sideways. But they said they couldn't pay my tuition, so I had to take out loans. Why did I? They transferred your money into Ryan's account, gradually, over the years. Private schools, sports centers, that ridiculous car. She takes my hand. I tried to stop him, but Derek threatened to cut me off access to the family if I interfered. My phone vibrates. Sophie calls. I ignore her. My hands shake as I flip through more documents. Does Ryan know? He doesn't. He's just as much a victim of their manipulation as you. Just that, in a way, they've made him dependent, with entitlement. Another buzz. Sophie again. This time, Jade answers. Thank God. You need to go home right now. Your father found out I was in his study. He's destroying everything. My heart stops. What do you mean, destroying? Papers, files, everything. He knows someone's been investigating the accounts. She's in a complete panic. Grandma grabs my arm. Seize now. I'll make copies of this. I drive like a madwoman, arriving at my parents' house in record time. Sophie finds me at the side door, her face pale. They're in the study. Your mother is trying to calm him down. A loud crash from upstairs interrupts her. We run up together, finding the study door locked. Open this door. I bang on the wood. I know what you did with my trust fund. There's silence inside. Then my father's voice, eerily calm. You don't understand anything, Jade. I understand enough. $000,000, Dad. My future. You stole it. We invested in your brother's future, the family's future. My mother's voice chimes in, now tense. Everything we did was for this family. I don't say anything. My voice is firm despite the rage burning in my chest. Everything you did was for Ryan. And now everyone's gonna know. The door bursts open. My father is standing there, papers strewn around him, a trash can smoldering with half-burned documents. You wouldn't dare. You already did it yourself. I pick up my phone, recording. And now I have proof. His face contorts. Ungrateful. My mother grabs his arm as he takes a step toward me for the first time. I see fear in his eyes. Sophie slips between them into the study, quickly picking up the fallen papers. I'm done covering for you, Uncle Derek. This is over now. You're both making a terrible mistake, my mother says, but her voice falters. I laugh, and it sounds like breaking glass. No. The mistake was thinking that they could get away with it forever. The mistake was believing that I would stay silent. The mistake was forgetting that I am their daughter too. My father slumps against his desk, suddenly looking like an old man. You don't understand the pressure we were under. Ryan's future. Save it for the lawyers. I turn to leave, then stop. Oh, and happy birthday to me. I finally got my inheritance after all. Outside, Sophie hands me the salvaged papers with shaking hands. And now, as my phone buzzes with a text from Grandma, paper safe. Your grandpa would be proud, I say, looking at the silhouettes of my parents in the den window. We'll make them face everything they tried to burn. And we'll do this together. The autumn wind whips around us, carrying with it the smell of burning paper and lies. For the first time since my birthday party, I feel truly and completely alive. The annual invitation to the family reunion sits on her coffee table like a loaded gun. I've been staring at it for an hour. The gold embossing catches the afternoon light. This year's host, Ryan, is perfect, Sophie says through my phone speaker. Everyone will be there. The whole family will have to face what they did. That's where your grandfather signed the trust papers, Grandma finishes. Her voice joins Sophie's on the conference call. Derek won't expect you to know that detail. My hands shake as I pull out the trust fund papers. Any of you told Ryan? He came yesterday, Grandma says, hesitant. He's different. He asked about you. Why did you leave? The doorbell rings. I freeze, but she's already opening it. Ryan is standing there with a look of uncertainty I've never seen before. Can we talk? He looks at my phone. Alone. He ends the call, nodding to her as he slips into his bedroom. Ryan sits across from me. His eyes fall on the papers scattered on the table. I found some interesting papers in my father's study, he says quietly. About my car. My schools. Your lost college fund. How much do you know? Enough to make me sick. He runs his hands through his hair, that nervous tick again. I swear, Jade, I had no idea. I thought they were better than they let on. They were with my money. I'll give it all back. I've already talked to my bank about this. It's not about the money anymore. I look him in the eye. It's about years of lies. About them making you their golden child while treating me like I don't exist. About the burning evidence when they realized I knew. He grabs the invitation to the meeting. That's why I'm the host. I want you there, Jade. Help me fix this. Fix it? I laugh, but it catches in my throat. He can't just write a check and fix this. He doesn't say anything. But I can help you expose them. My father's been moving money around. Not just yours, there are other accounts. Other families involved. Aunt Carol's kids' inheritance. Uncle Esteb's business loans. My heart stops. How deep does this go? Deep enough to destroy him. To destroy them both. He pulls out his phone, showing me screenshots of statements. Banking. The lake house party isn't just a meeting. My father plans to announce his retirement. To hand over everything to me, his company, his reputation, his secrets. I study my brother's face, looking for any trace of manipulation. Why are you showing me this? Because you're my sister. I swallow hard. Because I was too blind to see what they were doing to you. Because I need your help to stop them before they do this to anyone else. The invitation seems to pulse with a new meaning. The whole family will be there. Everyone who's been robbed. Everyone who's been lied to. Ryan's hands clench. Help me end this, Jade. Not just for you, for all of us. I get up and talk to the window. The street below is filled with evening traffic. People heading home to their normal families. Their uncomplicated lives. If we do this, I say finally, we do it my way. No warning. No chance for them to hide more evidence. Okay. Ryan stands up too. But Jade, there's something else you need to know. About Grandma Margaret. My stomach sinks. What's wrong with her? Didn't she just find those documents last year? She's been tracking their plans for decades. And Jade, she has proof that this started before we were born. About our true heritage. The one our grandfather never wanted our father to control. The pieces fit together. Grandma's careful questions over the years, her subtle support, and her determination to keep me independent. The meeting is in 2 weeks, says Ryan, turning at the door. Whatever you decide. I'm done being their puppet. After he leaves, she emerges. And I pick up the invitation, feeling its weight. Call Sophie and Grandma. We need to move faster than planned. Are you sure you trust Ryan? I think about his nervous tick. His screenshots. The sick look in his eyes. No, but I'm sure of one thing. This has gotten bigger than revenge. The invitation catches the last ray of sunlight, shining like a blade. The lake house looms as I climb up the winding drive. Its windows reflect the setting sun like warning signs. 3 days until the meeting. And my hands won't stop shaking. Ryan's car is already parked outside, along with Grandma's old Mercedes. I find them in the study, surrounded by papers and laptops. Grandma looks up first, her face tense with worry. It's worse than we thought, honey. Ryan turns his laptop to me. My father has been moving money through shell companies for years, not just family funds, but corporate accounts, trusts of customers. The whole screen shows a maze of transactions, each leading to familiar names: Aunt Carol's kids' college funds, Uncle Esteve's failed business loans, and money for Cousin Thomas's health care. He's built his entire empire on stolen futures, Grandma says quietly. Your grandpa suspected, but could never prove it. My phone buzzes, a text from Sophie. Uncle Derek just. Get out of our house. I know something's wrong. Be careful. We need to move faster, says Diane, running his hands through his hair. He's already started to transfer assets overseas. Once that's done, he'll disappear with everything, including the evidence. Grandma touches a stack of old letters. There's something else. Your mother is not only an accomplice, she's been the architect of all this. The accounting, the cover-ups, the manipulations. It's all in her handwriting. The room spins slightly. I grab the back of a chair, feeling the smooth wood under my fingers. All those times she pushed me away, she wasn't just favoring Ryan. She was protecting his plan. Jade. Ryan's voice is strange. There's more. Look at this. He hands me a document dated 21 years ago, my birth certificate with an insurance policy attached. A life insurance policy. In Mom's name. She took it out the day you were born, Grandma whispers. $5 million. Payable only if you died before 21. The words taste like ash. That's why they had Ryan's party on my birthday. They were celebrating. The policy had expired. They didn't. The study door slams open. Mom is there. Her perfect makeup doesn't quite hide her fury. What are they doing here? Laura, Grandma starts talking, but Mom interrupts her. You've poisoned them against us, right, Margaret? You filled their heads with lies about their father. The only lies here are yours, I say, holding up the insurance policy. You're disappointed you can't collect. Something sparkles in her eyes, not guilt, but frustration. You don't understand what it takes to build something lasting. To secure a legacy. Betting on your daughter's death? Ryan stands up, pale-faced. Robbing our entire family? All we did was for you, Ryan. For your future. She steps forward, reaching out to him. We can still protect that future. Together. Just help me pick up these papers and we can stop. My voice no longer shakes. Every word you say just shows what you are. What you've always been. And what is that? Her smile, sharp as a razor. A monster who saw her children as investments. Nothing but. She laughs, and it sounds like glass breaking. Oh, honey. You have no idea what real monsters look like. But you will find out. Derek pulls out his phone. They're all here. Yes, with the documents. A pause. Of course I'm sure. It's time to implement contingency plan B. The line goes dead. Mom's smile widens. They have 30 minutes to get out of this house and forget everything they've seen. After that, she cringes, shoulders gracefully. Well, accidents happen at lake houses. Even to adults. You're threatening us? Ryan stands between me and me. Your children. I'm protecting our legacy. Like I always have. She turns to leave, then stops. Oh, daughter. Happy belated birthday. It's a shame you won't make it to 22. After she leaves, Grandma grabs her keys. We gotta go. Now. Take everything to my car. But I'm looking at the insurance policy. Something snaps into place. We're not staying. Jade. The meeting is in 3 days. Everyone will be here. I look at Ryan, seeing my determination reflected. Let them all come. It's time for them to see what real monsters are like in the light of day. Grandma touches my arm. And if your parents make good on their threat? I pick up Mom's forgotten phone, deliberately left on the desk. Then they'll have a lot more to explain than lack of money to the police, because I just recorded every word. The windows of the lake house darken with the sunset. No more warnings. Only promises. In 3 days, everything changes. One way or another. The lake house fills with relatives as evening falls. Their chatter echoes off the walls like accusations. I'm standing in the corner of the great hall, watching Dad work through the crowd with practiced charm. Mom floats through the groups, her laugh a little too bright. Ryan hasn't arrived yet. What crowd? Sophie whispers, appearing at my side. Aunt Carol's been crying in the bathroom. Something about Thomas's medical bills coming due. My phone vibrates. A text from Ryan. Someone broke into my apartment. All the papers are suddenly gone. The room feels too small. Too warm. I slide out onto the balcony, gripping the railing until my knuckles turn white. Another vibration. The police are here. Dad's name came up in their questions. Trouble. Mom's voice makes me jump. She's standing in the doorway, retro-lit by the party lights, looking more predatory than Mother. What a shame about the break-in at Ryan's, she says. These things, they happen when people don't properly secure their belongings. What did you do? She drinks her wine. I'm just a devoted mother celebrating her son's success. Talking about that, your father is about to make his big announcement. You don't want to miss it. Inside, Dad bangs his glass for attention. Family, friends, thank you all for coming to celebrate Ryan's accomplishment in hosting his first family reunion. But I have an even more important announcement. The crowd murmurs expectantly, scanning the room. Grandma's not in, Ryan says. My chest tightens. As of tonight, I'm officially retiring, Dad continues, and I'm proud to announce that Ryan will be taking over as CEO of our family business. Applause erupts. Uncle Esteve raises his glass with a forced smile. Although some of us are still waiting on those business loans you promised. Derek, all in good time, Dad says softly. I have some papers here that should interest several of you regarding your investments. He reaches into his briefcase and pulls out a stack of documents. My heart stops. They're forgeries, they have to be. The real papers have disappeared, stolen from Ryan's apartment. Jade. Mom's hand closes around my arm, her nails digging in. Why don't you join me in the studio? We need to talk about your future. Let me go. Now, darling. Her grip tightens. Before you embarrass yourself again. The studio door closes behind us. Dad is already there, along with two men I don't recognize. I introduce our security consultants, Mom says. They're good at handling delicate situations, like breaking into Ryan's apartment. Dad sighs. Ryan made his decision. Disappointing, but manageable. You, however. He nods to one of the men, who moves to block the door. You've become a liability we can no longer afford. The insurance policy expired, I say, backing away. You can't. Oh, honey. Mom laughs. There are so many ways to have accidents. Especially at lake houses. Especially after drinking too much at family gatherings. A glass appears in his hand, my glass from before. Your fingerprints. Your DNA. Combined with your history of emotional instability and recent erratic behavior. The second man steps forward. Something glistens in his hand. My back hits the wall. Why is my voice cracking? I'm your daughter. No, Dad says quietly. You're a mistake I should have corrected years ago. The door bursts open. Ryan is there, bloody and disheveled. The police are on their way. I set off the silent alarm when I saw their security consultants following me. Ryan, Mom begins. But he interrupts her. Save it. I heard it all. He picks up his phone. And so did the detective who's been investigating your financial fraud for the last year. Sirens wail in the distance. The security men exchange glances, then slip out a side door. Dad's face contorts in rage. You ingrate. He lunges at Ryan. I move without thinking, grabbing the heavy paperweight on his desk. The impact stops him in his tracks. He falls to his knees. Mom screams, but the sound is drowned out by breaking glass and more screams from the great hall. Grandma's voice rises above the chaos. The real documents are being projected on the wall right now. Every transaction, every theft, every lie. Dad struggles to his feet, blood dripping from his temple. You've destroyed it all. No, I say, my voice firm despite my shaking hands. You did it yourself years ago when you decided money was worth more than your children's love. The sirens grow louder. He pulls back. His perfect mask finally cracks. Derek, Mom gasps. The overseas accounts. They're frozen, he mutters. They end up seizing everything else too, Ryan adds. Blue lights flash through the windows as police cars fill the driveway. I look at my parents, really look at them, and feel nothing but pity. Happy retirement, Dad, I say, and walk out to face whatever is coming. The great hall erupts in chaos. On the projector screen, decades of financial records scroll. Aunt Carol slumps into a chair. Uncle Esteve throws his glass across the room. Cousins I haven't talked to in years all start yelling at once. Dad freezes at the front of the room, his retirement speech forgotten. Mom's perfect smile cracks like thin ice. Those documents are fabricated, he announces, but his voice shakes. This is nothing but a desperate attempt by our jealous daughter. Why, Mom? I step forward, Ryan at my side. Tell the truth. About how you stole from everyone in this room. About the life insurance policy you took out on me. About how you were willing to kill your daughter tonight to keep your secrets. The room falls silent. Even the cops who just walked in stopped their hands on their guns. Everything we did, Dad starts, then stops as Grandma walks in carrying a worn leather briefcase. Is that what you told yourself, Derek? When you forged your father's signature on those trust documents. She opens the briefcase, pulling out yellowing papers. Or when you and Laura orchestrated my husband's accident after he threatened to expose you? Mom's composure breaks. You can't prove. He can, Ryan says, his voice like steel. Grandpa's original autopsy report. The one they buried. The one that shows poison in his system. Dad lunges for the briefcase, but the police are quicker. As they read him his rights, he stared at me. Ungrateful girl, he spits. We gave you everything. No. My voice doesn't shake anymore. You took it all. My inheritance. My education. My childhood. You even tried to take my life. We were protecting the family legacy. Mom screams as an officer approaches her. Everything was for this family. I gesture across the room to the devastated faces of our relatives. Look around you, Mom. Look at all the lives you've destroyed, the kids who couldn't pay for college, Thomas's medical bills, Uncle Esteve's failed business. Also, you could make Ryan your perfect heir. I never wanted that, Ryan steps forward. I never wanted any of that. Mom's face twists. Then you're just as weak as her. All our sacrifices, wasted sacrifices. I laugh, and it sounds like chains breaking. They sacrificed nothing. They stole. They lied. They murdered. And for what? To feel powerful? To play God with other people's lives? You don't understand what it takes to build something lasting, Dad says, echoing Mom's words from before. But now, they sound hollow. Desperate. I get it perfectly. I pull out my phone, playing the recording of her threats in the den. I understand that now. They're not parents. They're not even human. They're just shells, empty. So afraid of losing control that they destroy their children to keep it. While the police take them away, Mom turns around for the last time. This isn't over, Jade. Families like ours don't air their dirty laundry. No one will believe you. Everyone already does. Sophie points to the windows where the news vans are pulling up. The whole story is being broadcast live, every transaction, every threat, every crime. Dad collapses, defeated. But Mom fights the officers. You destroyed it all. No, Mom. I watch them as they're taken away, feeling nothing but a deep emptiness. He set everyone free, including myself. The room buzzes with shocked conversation and legal wrangling. Aunt Carol hugs me, crying about finally being able to send her kids to college. Uncle Esteve talks to the detective about recovering his stolen funds. Thomas's mother thanks me with tears in her eyes. Ryan touches my arm. Are you okay? I don't know. I look around at the remnants of our family facade. Some of us are. We will be. Grandma appears at my side, her eyes gleaming with pride. Your grandfather would be proud, darling. You've done what he couldn't, expose the truth. The truth, I repeat, savoring the word. It feels different now, less like revenge and more like justice. What happens now? Now, Sophie joins the others, linking her arm with mine, we rebuild. But this time on a foundation of truth. Through the windows, I see my parents disappear in police cars, separated. The life they built on lies crumbles behind them. But in its ruins, I see something unexpected. Hope. Not just for me, but for everyone they hurt. The lake house remains silent, its secrets finally exposed to the light. And in that light, I find something I never expected to feel. Freedom. The courthouse steps feel colder than they should in spring. I watch my parents being led away in handcuffs, their designer clothes replaced by prison orange. Mom doesn't look back. Dad does. Just once. And in his eyes, I see something I've never seen before. Understanding. The court's decision to seize their assets means everyone they stole from will be compensated. Thomas's medical bills, Aunt Carol's kids' college funds, Uncle's business loans, almost everything, Ryan says at my side, his voice firm. I touch the envelope in my pocket, Grandma's final revelation. You knew, I say. You'd been tracking their scheme since before we were born. You'd been moving money secretly into trust funds for both of us. He shakes his head. She protected us in her way. Just like you protected all of us by exposing the truth. Inside the envelope, the pictures show a younger version of our grandmother standing next to our grandfather at the lake house. Their smiles are genuine, untainted by the greed that would later poison our family. I found this in Dad's study. I hand Ryan a letter with frayed edges. It's from Grandpa, written the day before he died. I knew what they were doing. I was going to stop them. And they killed him for it. Ryan's hands shake as he reads. All these years, we both thought, what they wanted us to think. I retrieved the letter, feeling its weight. But Grandma knew. She waited. She gathered evidence. Protected us until we were ready to face the truth. Jade! A familiar voice calls. She runs up the courthouse steps, waving a newspaper. You have to see this. The headline reads, Family Empire Falls, Advertiser's Daughter Exposes Decades of Fraud. Below is a smaller headline. The Secret Legacy of Margaret Chin, How Grandmother Protected Future Generations. There are more, Sophie says, appearing with her laptop. People are talking. Other families. Other victims. Your parents' plan went beyond our family, and now they can't hurt anyone else. I don't know, I say. But victory feels different than I imagined, empty, but somehow fuller. Grandma joins us, her silver hair catching the sunlight. Your grandfather used to say family legacies aren't built on money or power. They're built on truth and love. I thought this was about revenge, I admit. About punishing them for what they did to me. But it was never just about you, right? No, baby. She takes my hand. It was about breaking a cycle. Choosing what kind of legacy you want to leave. Ryan looks at the courthouse doors. What do we do now? The company, the properties, everything they built. We rebuild, I say, surprising myself. Not in their way, with lies and manipulation. But with honesty. Together. Together, Sophie repeats, linking her arm through mine. All the family. The real family. She holds me tight. You see? I told you that you would find your strength. But looking at these people, my brother, who chose truth over privilege, my grandmother, who silently protected us for years, my cousin, who stood by me, my friend, who never wavered, I realized something. I didn't find my strength, I say quietly. It was here all along. In the family I chose. The family that chose me. A police officer approaches with a final document to sign, my final statement on the case. As I pick up the pen, I notice my hand isn't shaking anymore. Jade, Ryan says suddenly. He looks through the courthouse windows. I see the lake house in the distance. Its windows no longer reflect warnings but possibilities. And next to it, almost hidden by the trees, a small building I'd never noticed before. Your grandfather's old study, he explains to Grandma, where he kept his real records. There's something there we both need to see. More secrets. I ask, but without bitterness. She smiles, and it holds sadness and hope. No more secrets. Just the truth. And maybe a different kind of legacy to build. The breeze carries the scent of spring, of new beginnings. As we descend the courthouse steps, behind us, justice has been done. Up ahead, something else awaits. Not an ending. A transformation. I take one last look at the newspaper headline, then let it fly away in the wind. Some stories don't need to be written in newspapers. They're written in the decisions we make, the truths we face, and the love we choose to give. Even when, especially when, it's not a real decision.